So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of Scale Up India. I'm Abhishek Verma and you are watching the Hibernate series. So till now in this Hibernate series, we have seen two videos of HQL. In the first video of HQL, I just shown you how to write the basic HQL queries. And in the second video, I shown you that what is n+1 query problem and how we can easily solve it with the help of the fetch keyword. That was just a simple solution. And that is something which you can get on our channel, the simplest solutions for the bigger problems. So in today's video, we are again going to work with the HQL. And today we are going to work with some complex HQL queries. We will see how we can create them and how we can use them. Although I'm not saying that that's it with the HQL, because again in the HQL, like SQL also, so you can have so many keywords. So same in the HQL also, you can try so many keywords. But after watching this video, you will get an idea that again if any different kind of complex query will come, then how you need to solve it. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started with the code. So here we are in our IDE, and as you can see that again I have copied the demo 19. So again this is just a copy of the previous demo. And let's see what do we have here. So if I go for this one, and I can directly move on to the input util. So now you can see that in today's video, we are going to have these 5 different problems. Let's see how many of these problems we can directly solve and for how many of these problems we are going to face the difficulty. So the very first one is so simple. It simply says fetch all owners. Yeah. And by default, when I'm saying fetch all owners, I also mean that fetch the associated pets also. This is something which I'm assuming here by default, that whenever we will say fetch all owners, it is going to fetch the pets also. So let's assume that. Now for this, obviously we need to press 1. So let's go here and see what is going to happen. So when you will come here and you will say case 1. So what it is going to do is, it will go to this find all owners method. So let's go there, open implementation. Now again this is also simple. So again it is going to provide you the list of owner. So again we have this converter method. So this is the same which we have already used in our previous videos also. So I'm not going to show you the implementation. If you wish, you can watch some of the previous videos and that way I can get some views also. So let's directly go to this find all owners. So let's go here. And yeah, that's it. I can see that this is something which you have already seen in the previous video also. That if we just need to wish to fetch all the owners, then we will say select O from owner O. Now we know that in this entity of owner, somewhere here, we mentioned it as lazy loading. So if I will just write it as select O from owner O, so it is only going to fetch me the owners and not the associated pets. But I want to fetch pets also, and that is also just with the help of one single query. So for this, we will just simply say join fetch o.pet. That's a simple solution. And then this method also, we have already seen. This is the way we can get a result set. So that is also clear to you guys. Yeah. So that means our case 1 is already solved. And I just kept it so that you don't need to watch any previous video. If you just see this particular one, you will memorize each and everything. But that I mean to say that you will memorize. And for memorizing, for remembering the things also, you need to watch the previous videos. Yeah. So now let's move on to the second requirement. So the second requirement for the day is that it says fetch owners by the initials of the first name of the owner. So which means that let's say my name is Abhishek Verma. And it is not, let's say, my actual name is Abhishek Verma. So if I will just say AB in the starting, so it should be able to fetch my details. And not only my details, but all the owners whose first name is starting with the term AB, something like this. First of all, let's see how to solve this problem with the help of SQL directly. So I have already made it here. So as you can see, this was the simple query, which is going to fetch you all the owners and their pets. So I can execute this, and you see this is going to look something like this. Yeah, it is going to fetch you all the details which is available in our database. Now our question is that we just need to fetch by the initials. So obviously after that, I will be giving a where condition. Now in the where condition, I will say OT. OT represents the owner table here. So I mean to refer the column of owner table. So I will say OT dot first underscore name, and then I will just say like. Now I say that starting letter should be capital J and then a small a. So JA. So it can be something like James, it can be Jamie, or it can be anything. I mean, whatever the name starts with JA. Even Jasmine also here. Yeah. And then I'm using this percentage symbol because after JA, it can be anything. So I hope it is simple. Let's execute it here. So on executing, we can get this kind of data. And as you can see, it is returning me 7 rows here. So you can see the count also here. I'm not sure if this is clearly visible, but believe me, I can't increase the text size of this particular part. Okay. So this is something which one option is that you can download the code on your machine, and then you can also parallelly execute and see how it is going to work. All the queries are available in my resources folder. So here you can see all the 7 queries are there. I mean, all the 7 rows are there. So it is showing me Jane, James, again it is James. So all these James are different. This is James Taylor, James Simmons, James Harris, Jacob, James Harris, then Jacob Hall. So 7 different people, 7 different data it is showing me. Now let's try to do the same thing with the help of our HQL. So we will go here to our demo, and in the demo I'll go to this particular part. So I will say find all owners by the first name of the initial. So obviously I have made some of a method which can provide me the initials from the user. So let's go to its implementation, and here also you see that since I need to show the owners as well as pet, so the converter method is going to remain same, whatever we used in the first method. So let's go here. So this time I'm passing a particular first name. So this first name is going to be basically JA in my case as of now. So let's go there, and you see it is not being implemented, but this basic part is still the same. So you see as of now this is still looking same HQL, same way, same get result list. As of now it seems I just need to change the HQL. So for this also, I mean, I'm lazy here. So what I'll do is I'll copy this. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason of keeping it there, so that I can copy it very easily. Now after this, here also we need a where condition. So I'll write it like this. Now I need to refer the first name column. So first name is going to be the field here in the owner table here, or in the owner class basically. And that is going to look like this: first name, the variable name here. So let's copy this and come here. And we are referring the owner with the help of O. So I will say O dot first name. So this is the way we are going to write it. And then we will say here like. So same way we are using the like keyword here. Yeah. And then there what we were doing, so we were doing it something like this. So and I was saying here JA, and then I was writing it as percentage. So this is something we were using it there. But the issue with this particular problem is that if I write it like this, then it is always going to follow for this JA only, or it is always going to fetch for the James, Jamie, Jasmine, for these users only. I want to take the first name from the user. So in that particular case, what I'll do is that instead of directly writing it like this, I will go with the concat method. So I will say here something like this, concat. So this is the one we will be using. Then I will say here first name. So let's call it as first name. Yeah. So this way I will be writing here first name, and then this first name I will concatenate with the percentage symbol. So this percentage can be in my single inverted commas. So this way, and then we need to close the brackets. So now you see it is looking something like this. So first we said O dot first name, then the like keyword, then we need to give the name. Now since we can't directly give this colon first name in single inverted comma, so hence we went for this particular way, that is concat. Then we need to concat two things: the first name which is coming from the user, and then the percentage symbol. Simple. Yeah. And the next thing is that as of now, like, it is not possible that directly whatever we are writing here we can use it in our query. That is not possible. We need to give it as a argument here. So what I will be using in this particular one, same like the previous one. So I will go for this set parameter. So it is parameter and something like this. So it looks like this, set parameter, and it should be E here. So now this looks something for me in this particular part. Now in the set parameter, if you see, the syntax is something like this. First we need to give the string. So this particular string, whatever we are using here, this we will be providing. So this I will be giving, and then we need to take it from the input. So this is the one. Yeah. Now again, like, as you know, as a good practice, I'm using the same name for both of these things. But if you wish, you can use it something else also. Like, if you wish, you can write it as initials. Yeah. And then this same word initials you will be writing here also. Like, this is the way. So in case if you are getting confused that always do we need to go with the same. So if you make it same, obviously it is going to become easier for you to understand. Otherwise, this is the way of mapping. Yeah. So as of now, let's go by the same way only, that is first name. And I guess, yeah, that's it. So rest of the things were easy. So now I'm just setting the parameter and it is going to provide me the list. So this one is going to work for me. So this was simple for us. Now let's go on with the next one. So the next one is fetch owner details whose pet born within a given time period. So this means that I need to fetch all the owners whose pet were born in a particular time period. Let's say it can be from the 1st January 2010 to 1st February 2020 in a time period of 10 years. Yeah. So it can be anything. Again, let's see the same with the help of SQL first. So we'll go here, and again, this particular part is going to remain same. Although there is a short change this time. Now you see that the date of birth is going to exist only for the domestic pet. So when I'm writing the SQL query, why do I need to join the wild pet? So as of now, I have removed that particular part. So I'm only joining the owner table, pet table, and the domestic pet table. Simple. And then I'm saying here where condition again, dpt dot date of birth. So that is the column name. Between, again it's a keyword. So this is the starting range, that is 1st of January 2000, and then this is the ending range, that is 31st of December 2008. Yeah. And then whatever is the output. So if I just execute this much, so first of all let's execute this. So we can see that we have 5 owners whose pet born between this particular range. And if I scroll here, you can see their date of birth also. So you can check the data. Yeah. And as of now, it is something appearing in this way, the ID 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, which means that whenever you are fetching the output, so by default it is going to order by the primary key. Yeah. But let's say we want to order it in a different way. So I wish to order it by date of birth. So as of now, you see it is randomly. So first it is showing you the data of 2008, then 2006, then 2004, 2002, then 2000. Yeah. I mean, it's just a coincidence that I gave this kind of data. It is showing it in descending order. But if I say here order by also, now let's see what is going to happen. So now it has actually changed the order. First it is showing 2000. So by default it is ascending. So 2000, 2002, 4, 6 and then 8. Yeah. And just coincidentally it changed the ID in the descending order. So that way also you can say. But my purpose is just to show you that how to use the order by clause here. Yeah. So this is the way. Now let's try to do the same thing with the help of our code. So we'll go here in this particular part, and this time I'm going to press 3 here. So from the user, I'm going to take 2 dates, a start date and the end date, and then I will go in this particular part here. So open implementation, same converter I'm using. Yeah. And here I will go to this particular one. So I'm passing both the start date and the end date. And as always, as you know, I'm lazy, so I'm going to copy it till the where condition. So here we are doing it like this. And as of now, when you are working with the help of code, now you don't need to worry whether it's a domestic pet or a wild pet. Although you also know, I also know that for the wild pet, we don't have any date of birth. But still, in order to make our job easier, we can go with the pet itself. Yeah, we don't need to explicitly mention only for the domestic pet. Although if you mention, then it is going to obviously improve your query. But if you don't want to take that much amount of burden, then you can directly use it like this also. So that is also simple. And this time what we are going to do is we need to go with the birth date, but obviously it is not going to come in the owner. It will come in the domestic pet here, something like this. So domestic pet, so let's copy this birth date in this particular part and let's point it here. Now how should I fetch the birth date? I can't fetch it with the owner O. So obviously I need to fetch it with the pet. So although this pet is not going to refer the birth date directly, but still you can use something it like this. Yeah. So you can use it something like this. So here we will be saying where O dot pet dot birth date. That's why I was saying here you can navigate easily with the help of dot operator. So this value, so I will say it is going to be between. So here let me write it like something like this, between, and first we will be taking a start date. So let's take a start date here between this and something like the end date. So again from the user I will be taking it in the set parameter later on. So I'm saying here start date and the end date, and also you remember I need to go by order by. So I will say here order by, something like this, and then I will be saying again this particular thing, so I can directly refer it here. So let me just copy it and paste it here, O dot pet dot birth date. Now if you feel that okay, writing it again and again as O dot pet dot birth date is becoming complex for you, so here also you can use a reference. So here we can say we are going to refer O dot pet with the help of P. So now instead of writing this complete thing again and again, I can just say here P. The same way you were going the usage of O, same way you can use the P also here. So this is the way. And now let's copy this set parameter in this particular part. So I'll copy this and let me just paste it here. So I'll give this enter command here so that we don't need to scroll again and again. So the first one is start date. So I'll just copy it and I'll paste it here, and then I'm going to paste this also here. And see the beauty here. You don't need to worry whether it's a string, whether it's a local date or integer or what. You can make usage of it directly. So I have given the start date and also I have given the end date. So here I'm providing this end date also. So it is going to look like this. So again, this is something which you need to take care. As of now, let's try to format it a bit if possible. Yeah. So after formatting, it looks something like this: start date, end date. So yeah, that's it. And for this order by P dot birth date, so by default again this is going to be ascending, and again you don't need to write anything explicitly for this. Yeah. So this is the way. Now let's go on with the next part. So the next part is find the average age of pet. Yeah. So for all the pets, I want to find the average age. So again, here the interesting part is that whatever the age you will be getting, it is only going to be the average for domestic pets, because wild pet don't have any date of birth, so they don't have any kind of age. But still, you get to know my point here. So let's go to our database. So this time, in order to get the average age, so in this SQL part, you can even make it much more easier. I mean, you don't need any other data. You just need a single number in your output. For that single number, you don't even need to join any tables. You can directly go to your domestic pet table simply. So you can say select something from domestic pet table DPT. Now you want to know their age. So for this, how we are going to do is, first of all, this way, with the help of this particular SQL method, we can get current date and time. From this current date and time, we are going to fetch the year part. So this is the year of today. Then we will say dpt.date of birth, and again we are going to fetch the year for that particular pet. Then we are going to subtract these 2 years. Now if I will just subtract the 2 years, then I will get a list of ages. But I want to get the average of all of them. So I'm using the method avg on top of it. Again, this year method, current date, avg are again specific to your MySQL. So there is nothing related to Hibernate here. This is just your simple SQL part. If you know the thing, then it is going to be easier for you. If you don't know the thing, then also no need to worry. ChatGPT is there, Gemini is there. So at any point of time, you can ask them how to get the current date, how to find the year, how to find the average. So that way you can identify the things. Yeah, my purpose is just to show you how to get a single number also in the output. So now let's execute this one. So you see the output is something like 39.0278. So in case if it is not clearly visible, let me write here something like this, 39.0278. So this is the output, guys. 39 years is the average age. Now in reality you may say that, okay, how can the average age be 39? Yeah, but this is Scale Up India, so anything is possible in our channel as of now. Yeah, so now let's directly go and try to write the same code there also. And this time let me copy this particular part. Yeah, I guess that is going to be easier for me. So I have copied this. So for this particular one, what we are going to do is that again let's go to this demo and we are going to press 4. So this time there is no input from the user, output is just a double number. Yeah, so here we'll go, and yeah, so you can go to this particular one, it will directly call the repository, nothing much needs to be done. So let's go to this, and here we are making usage of pet repository because it just needs to work with the pet. So here we are just going to write the HQL part. So let me just copy paste it here as it is, whatever I used. So I'm copying the method here, and before this obviously I need to say select. So I'm saying here select. So this avg is going to be used as it is, year method will be as it is, current date is used as it is, again this year will be used as it is. Yeah, and instead of this date of birth, I will be using the field name. So I will be calling it as birth date. Okay, my bad, let me write it as birth date, and let me remove this particular part as here. So I'm just saying here birth date. Now if you wish, you can write it like this, from, and then you can go with the specific pet. So if you wish, you can go with the specific pet, you can call it as domestic pet, and then you can say here dpt. So if you wish, you can write it like this. Or if you wish, you say no, I don't want to worry whether it is a domestic pet or whether it's a wild pet, I just remember it was a pet. I don't exactly remember whether this field was available in the domestic pet or the wild pet. Then what to do? Then make your job simple, guys. Just write here pet and just call it as here pet p, and here also just point it as p dot birth date. Now it is not your tension whether this column is available in the domestic pet, wild pet or the pet. It is going to provide you the answer. Yeah. See how easy it is going to be. Now the part is that how should we write it here. So let me copy some of the things from this particular part. So what I'll do is I'll copy this part here. So let me just copy this and paste it here. Yeah, see why I'm basically copying for you guys is because I just want to tell you that in the reality also, most of the times you just need to copy paste the things. Either you need to copy paste it from Google or you need to copy paste it from your code only. Yeah, the more better you are going to code, the more easier it is going to become your job in the future. I mean, you can just copy paste the things easily. Every time you don't need to reinvent the wheel. So like in most of the DSA questions, in most of the interviews, they say that, okay, you need to iterate over a list, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. How will you do it from the scratch? Believe me, those are only interview questions. In reality, you don't need to do everything from the scratch. You don't need to reinvent the wheel always. If something is there, feel free to use it. And if it is there in your code, then obviously you have the complete right to use it. Yeah. So here this is the one. So I will be able to say create selection query HQL, and the output is going to be double for me. So I will say here double. So this needs to be taken care. Here you can't return the double as a primitive data type. You need to return the wrapper class. Otherwise, how will you say double dot class? Yeah, that is not going to work. Then there is nothing like this set parameter. So let's remove this particular part. Yeah. Now this is not a result list. It is just a simple result. So I remember we were having something like get single result or null. So we will go with this particular way. If the data exists, we will take a single result, or else we are going to take a null here. Yeah. So this way, let's try to use it. Yeah. And this is simple. So again, let's format this. So now it is going to look something like this. So you see, most of the things I was just able to use as it is from the SQL. So if you know the SQL, your this query is also going to become easier. Even if you don't know, all these ChatGPT and Gemini are there for you to help. Yeah, even our videos are there for you to help. Now let's go on with the next and the last part. Now the last part is saying that press 5 to find specific details using pagination. Yeah. Now first of all, let me just take some time on pagination. What do we mean by pagination here? So for this, first of all, let's go to Google. So now let's search for Java here, something like this. Now, as you can see, on searching Java, it is showing me so many results. But the point is it loading all the results at the same time? Let's see that. So when I scroll here, something like this, you saw that in between it was showing me some kind of loader, which means it is not loading all the results at the same time. Initially, it may just going to load you 5 results or 10 results only. Yeah. And if I again scroll, so see again that small loader came. So again, it is showing you again only 10 results or something like this. And many times you will see that it is only going to show you only 10 results on the first page. Then it will show you some page numbers like 1, 2, it will show you go to next, go to previous or something like this. So that is what we call as pagination in our code. Yeah. So pagination means that although you have so many results, but as a normal user, no one is going to read all the results at the same time. Yeah. Most of the time, maybe I can go to, let's say, 7th result, 10th result or something like this. Or what I will do is, if I'm not able to see any of the things here, instead of the scrolling, I will prefer to refresh my query, or I'm going to change my query in that particular scenario. Yeah, but I don't need all these so many results. Otherwise, it is going to take time in order to load the website, or in order to show you the output, it is going to take so much amount of time. Yeah, so that is the purpose of pagination. Yeah, so which basically means that it is going to divide the complete output in terms of some small pages, and then if you are creating the application on your own, then you can decide what is going to be the size of the page. In many of the other websites also, you see whenever there is a big list, so in the bottom sometimes they show that, okay, how many results you want to see. Do you want to see 5 results or 10 results? Accordingly, it show you the pages. Now let's go to our code and see how the things are going to work here. So let's go to this particular part, and here we are again. So again, I'm saying that, okay, show me with the help of pagination. So when I do this, it is going to take me on this particular part. So from the user, first of all, I'm asking which page number you want to see, and what is the page size you want to have, 5, 10, 20, accordingly. Then I'm passing on these particular details here. Yeah, and here when I'm going to pass, so you see that this time my goal is not to fetch all the owner details. My goal is to fetch some specific details. That is, I just want to fetch the owner ID, first name, last name, and the pet name. So I just want to fetch only the 4 columns, and I wish to provide this page number and page size. So let's go there, something in this particular part. So now we are here, guys. Now in this particular part, if we just need to fetch some of the details, first of all, let's see how to do the same with the help of SQL again. So we are here. So now if you do want to do it with the help of SQL, so we will write it like this. So obviously we are going to have all the left joins here, all the required things. And here instead of saying star this time, so I will clearly say that from this owner table OT, I want an ID here. Then here I want a first name and here I want a last name. Yeah. And then from the pet table PT, I just want the name. And since you just want the details from these tables, you don't even need these two left joins. Yeah. So we can remove that particular part. So only owner table and pet table we are joining. Yeah. Then I'm saying that at a time, I just need 5 results. So I will say here limit 5. So it is only going to show you the 5 results. So limit is a keyword here. Then I wish to say that skip first 20 results. So you don't show me the results from the starting, but skip the first 20 results. Yeah. So I will say here offset 20. So now let me execute this. So in executing, you see, it is not showing you the data from ID 1. Instead, it is showing you the IDs 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. Same way if you write it as something, let's say offset 0. So you mean to say don't skip anything. Now let's see what it is going to do. So now it is not skipping anything and it is showing you only 5 results from ID 1 onwards. Yeah. Now you will say, what if I write it something like a negative number here, something like this, and then execute. Let's see. So when you write a negative number in this limit or offset, it is going to have a particular kind of error. So this is something which you need to take care in your code, that by mistake you are not passing any negative number here, either in the limit or in the offset. Now you know that by default only 72 rows were there. Yeah. So what if someone says offset 100? Now what data will it show? Because it needs to skip all the initial 100 outputs. Yeah. Even though they are not 100, so it is going to skip all the 72. Let's execute it again. So it won't show you anything. It will simply say 0 rows returned. That's it. Yeah. So empty table. Now let's try to do the same thing with the help of the code also here. Now when we are doing this with the help of code, so let's see how we can write it here. So first of all, let's go. And this time what I'll do is I will say here select something like this, and let me try to copy this particular part. So is it possible if I can copy this here? So yeah, something like this. And let me see here pet p. Yeah. Now this time the point is, if I will write something like this, it is going to fetch all the results for me. But the point is, why do I need to fetch all the columns? I just want 4 columns only, not all the columns. So here also you can mention explicitly. You will say from O I need an ID. Then from this O only I need a first name. If you feel that you can make a spelling mistake, then you can directly copy the column name also here. Yeah. So something like this. Sorry, not the column name, but the field name. I mean, by mistake, I can speak something like this, but you know, I mean, you have already watched so many videos, so you know the correct thing. So now we just need only 4 things in the output: o.id, o.first name, o.last name, and p.name here. Yeah. Now the point is that since you need only 4 things, why do you need to fetch all the complete data? I mean, there is no need to fetch all the pet details. Yeah. Otherwise it is going to fetch the domestic pet details also, wild pet details also, and again you see that is a burden. So in this case, when it is a burden, we don't wish to fetch everything. So let's remove it. And we will be going with the simple join keyword here. Simple join. This is the same join which you were using in your SQL. Now it is not going to fetch all the data. What it is going to do is, it is going to join your owner and your pet, and it will fetch only these 4 output. Simple. When you want everything, then go with the fetch. Otherwise, if you want only few things, never go with the fetch. It will not work. You need to go with the simple join keyword here. Yeah. So this is the thing. Now you will say that, okay, this part is fine. Now the next thing is we need to write the offset and the limit here. So the thing is that this offset and limit are the database specific here. Yeah. So maybe these keywords are going to work in your MySQL, but they may not work in your SQL server. There you may need to go for some different kind of things. In some of the languages we use some keyword like skip, or in some of the languages we may want to go for some different kind of keyword here. But your HQL is going to be not any particular database specific. It is something in general. And I want to write an HQL query which can work with the MySQL also, DB2 also, PostgreSQL also, and SQL Server also, any kind of database. So in that case, what Hibernate says is that I will provide you a different solution. The solution is that after you create and select everything, so here what you can do is there is a method something like set. So first of all, let's give some space here. So there is a method like set, and here you can say max results. So there is some method like this. You can say max results, and the max results you can simply say what is going to be your page size. So now it is going to fetch only these many results. Yeah. So it is doing the job of limit for you. Now the next one is that we want to offset also, or we want to skip also something. So for this, what we will say is the method name is something like first result. So you can't say that okay, how many to skip, but you can say what is going to be the starting position. Yeah. So in our case, let's say for the same scenario where limit is 5, offset is 5. So if it is going to skip, let's say 20 data for you, so the initial value is going to be 21. So something like that you need to say here. But let's say how to write that. So for this, what we are going to do is we can't directly go with the page number here. Yeah. If we will directly use page number, believe me, it is going to create an issue, because now you are saying max results 5. Now in page number, if you say I want data on page number 5, then it is not going to work, because it will consider that as row, fifth number row, and it will start from fifth row. You don't want that. So we need to calculate this somehow. Now let's see how we can do this particular kind of calculation here. So for this, what I'll do is I will go in this particular part, something here, and this time let's create a variable skip size. Okay, so we will say that we need to skip these many things. So I'll create it as an int, and I will call it as skip size, something like this. Yeah. So this is going to be my skip size. Now what is going to be your skip size? Skip size should be, first of all, your page number. So you will take this page number into your page size. Yeah. So that is going to be your, the skip size, the page number and the page size. So on every page I have 5 results. I want the data on the 5th page. So 5 5s are 25. So that is something wrong here, isn't it? I want data on page number 5. Every page has 5 results. So then it is going to look something like this. So let's say this is your page 1, and then it contains 5 results here. Then we are going to have our page number 2, and that is again going to have 5 results. Yeah. So then again we have something like this page 3, then we have again something like this as page 4. Now what I want is I want the data on page 5. This data I want. Okay. So these 5 data I want, and if I want these 5 data, then this particular data on page number 1 to page number 4 I want to skip. So if you will directly multiply, then it will multiply this 5 with your this 5. So before multiplying, we need to subtract 1 from this, something like this. So you can subtract it here. So we are going to subtract it. Now let's see what it will do. So if I say I want 5 data on page number 5. So this page number is 5 now. So if it is 5, this will give you 4. And if it will give you 4, so it is going to skip all this data. So initial all the data will be gone. 4 5s is 20. So that is going to be your skip size. So here this skip size, if I will write here, so this means it is going to skip the 20 results and then show me the next data. Hope that is clear. Yeah. So let's close this particular part, and let's again Control Shift O, Control Shift F. So that is how the things are going to work here. Also, one more interesting thing if you will see here is that when I'm not returning the complete object as it is, yeah, I'm only returning some specific columns, then what should be my data type? I can't say it is owner, because owner will have so many extra data. I have only some particular data. So in that case, always you need to write it like this: object array. Okay, irrespective whether you are having here 2 columns, 3 columns, 10 columns, 11 columns, you just need to give it as an object array. Yeah, so this time it is something that you need to do the manual mapping, object array. So when you have a single row or a single column only, so then you can specifically say whether it is going to be a string, double, long, or what. If there is a complete object, then also you can directly say like this owner or pet. But when you have some specific number of columns, always you need to write it as object array. So this is how the things are going to work. So same object array we are using here. And what I'm doing is that in this demo, if you see, so I'm using it like this. So I will say showing these many results on this many page number, and from that array I'm taking it like this. So in my case, since I just want to show you a single demo, so I'm using it like this. If you wish, for this part also you can create a specific converter method which can take the data from the array and show you the output accordingly. Now if that's the case, let's execute the code and see how the things are going to work for us. So let's quickly execute this. And here we are. So first of all, fetch all owners. I hope that's simple. So I'll click on one. It will show me all the 72 data, and you see only one single query because we are using the fetch keyword. It is showing me owner as well as pet details. So this one was simple. Now let's say y again, and this time let's say 2 here. And I will be using the same letter which I used in the SQL so that you can compare. So I will write it here as JA. So when I was using this JA in my SQL, I can quickly just go and show you here. So I was using JA here. So it was showing me 7 result, 7 rows were shown. Yeah. So let's see what it is going to do here. So again, it says 7 owners whose name start with JA. So all the 7 owners it is showing you. If there is no owner, it will say 0 owners. Yeah. Next one, Y. So this time let's say third option, and it is asking me the initial date of birth. Again, let's go with the same example which we were using here. So here I was saying this. So let me copy this one. So okay, here the order is in this way. So 1st of January and then 2000, and the output I remember was 31st of December and it was 2008, something like this. Yeah. So here it shows me 5 owners for this particular range. Let's verify it from here also. So if I execute this particular part, so it will go somewhere here. So it is showing me only 5 rows. Yeah. And you see the output. So first it is showing you the data of 2000 and at the end 2008. Same way here also, since you are using the order by, so first obviously it is showing you the data of 2000 and then at the end it is showing you the data of 2008. Yeah. Same things are going to work here. Now the next one. So the next one is find average age of pet. So here I just need to give the number. The output should be something like 39.0278. Let's see. So here I execute. It is showing me the same number, 39.0278 years. Yeah, same thing it executed. Then let's again say Y, and this is the last time. So this time we need to go by the pagination. So let's say 5. Now page number I want 5. And then the page size. So I want 5 again here. So on every page I want 5 data on the 5th page number. So that means that I'm going to skip initial 4 pages, which turns out to be 20. So if I need to skip the 20 data, it should be from 21 to 25. So let's go here and let's do this. So yeah, it is going to show you something like this: 21 to 25, first name, last name, pet name. This is the thing which you have written here. Okay, so as per this it is going to show you the data. Let's try a few more things. So let's say I write it here as 5 and page number I want as 100 and page size is 5. So there when I was writing, it was showing me 0 data because this page number don't exist. So here also it will show you showing 0 records on page number 100. Yeah, instead of error, it is better to write it like this. I hope the user will get the output automatically. Yeah, that okay, they don't need to search on this page number. Then the next one is, what if someone gives the negative number? So there it was showing you the error. Here let's see what is going to happen. So page number is -1, yeah, and the page size is going to be 5. So this time here also it is going to show you the error. Since we have handled the error here with the help of this internal service exception, so we are handling the error and we are just showing you, as you can see, the message. So that's why it is looking like this, that first result value cannot be negative. So this -10 is not possible here. Yeah, why is it saying -10, you will ask me? So for this you can again quickly go to this owner repository IMPL. So it is telling you -10 because what it did, this was your page number -1. So -1 and -1 is -2. -2 into 5 is -10. So here actually you were passing -10 in the query. Hence it is showing you that -10 is not possible. So that is the way how we can make some complex queries with the help of HQL. And with this, we are going to end the HQL part for this series. And from the next video, we are going to do again something more interesting. But before you leave, my humble request is that please like the video, share it with your friends, and also do comment something. Also on the channel, if you see, let me just quickly take you here. So on this shorts part, if you go, so I have also started a new series where daily I'm uploading one single interview question. So you can cover so many questions in just one single minute, or even sometimes less than a minute. So all these shorts are available. So I'm uploading them on the daily basis now. For day 1 and day 2 I didn't mention, but now it is, at the time of recording, I have made it till day 15. So each and every day one single question is coming for you, and the only thing which you need to do is you need to like the video. That's it, and share it with your friends. Yeah, so I hope you found it interesting, and next time let's see some new topic under the Hibernate. Thanks.